dealing with deep depression and despair. Dealing with deep depression and despair. Part of our problem is we gotta properly categorize what sort of emotions you're dealing with when we say depression and despair, right? See, a lot of people had this big general thing of depression and this big mysterious thing, and it's you can treat it with medicine sometimes it's a chemical imbalance, so on and so forth, as far as the way people describe it. Okay, but what if I told you that depression is actually a blessing sometimes? See, sometimes even your depression is a blessing. Okay, check this out. Okay, see, this is why when you're dealing with emotions like that, you gotta break it down and see what it is and what it isn't. Okay, check this out. You have a car engine light that come on to indicate there's something wrong with your vehicle. Okay, you have pain receptors in your body to indicate that something is happening to cause the body to hurt. You need to make an adjustment. Okay, and you have pain receptors all over your body. You had the same thing with your emotions. If there's something wrong with your environment or something wrong with you or what you're doing or your lifestyle or your behavior, then the emotions are going to hurt just like the pain receptors. And that's not a bad thing. If you get rid of all the pain, okay, and you get rid of you get rid of the things that make you uncomfortable, then you don't fix the actual problem that's causing that. So sometimes the depression and the despair is actually opening the door to fix some problems that you otherwise wouldn't deal with. Because check this out. Why would you change your lifestyle if you're making good enough money? You got your house, your cars, and all this other stuff, right? Why would you change that? Why would you readjust things? Why would you seek further if you got everything that everybody said that you're supposed to have? Depression kick in. You still not content with all of that stuff. Why? Because there's some deeper searching that you need to do that isn't fulfilled by those things that everybody told you that you're supposed to have. Okay? So now when you break this down, it could be a number of things. Okay? It could be a number of things. It could be a situation where you're depressed because there's something that you're not doing in your own life for you. You could be depressed because you're not in your correct purpose. You could be depressed because what you thought about your environment is not what's really going on. The love that you thought you had from other people is not the love that you really have. So you're depressed because you're feeling that energy. You're feeling that difference. Okay? You could be depressed because the who you are and your environment is not lining up. Maybe your friendships are too shallow. Okay? Check this out. See, with depression, it could be a matter of you gotta humble yourself. And the ideas that you thought about yourself ain't as true as you thought they were. So sometimes the depression is there to humble you. And then reassess where you are so you can get in line with what you're supposed to be, even if it's lower. Sometimes that depression can humble you. But at the same time, either way, check this out. It takes a humble person. It takes some humility, okay? It takes some humility to even be depressed in a way. Because check this out. There's a lot of people that are too proud to ever be depressed. Why? Because their pride sustains them, okay? But their pride that sustains them and keep them from being depressed is their downfall. Now they never take self-evaluation. Now they never look at their life. Now they never question their life. Now they never question their relationship because they believe their own legend, okay? So in that sense, the depression can be a good thing because it's opening the doors to what the real problems are. Okay, so check, but that's only the beginning stages. And I'm gonna tell you right now, in terms of dealing with those specific type of emotions, you better off seeking God. Okay, God really is the end all be all to dealing and properly assessing those sort of emotions and all of that. That's the end all be all. But I'm gonna give you some tools. Okay, I'm gonna give you some tools to keep you alive and sustain you, even if you don't believe in God. I'm still gonna give you the tools, okay? I'm gonna give you tools that'll get you probably farther than where you already at if you're looking at this video, okay? I'm gonna give you some tools that get you further than where you already at. And it may actually solve the problem with the tools that I'm giving you. But at the end of the day, okay, it ain't always guaranteed to solve it. without God. Okay, and there's a reason for that. I'm gonna get to that in the end. Okay, I'm gonna get to that in the end. First of all, don't be so foolish as to think that the 700,000 men that die by suicide every year, they died because they weak. They died because they ain't strong enough, they ain't tough enough. Okay, Robin Williams made $100,000 and he still was victim to suicide. All kind of successful, prominent people victim of suicide. Don't be so foolish as to think that it can't overtake you. Don't be so foolish as to think that these emotions, if you don't deal with them, they just gonna go away. Don't be so foolish to think that. Okay, they might go away. Okay, but they might come back, and you don't know when they might come back. Okay, but don't be so foolish as to think that it won't overtake you. Okay, because every person that end up in that situation, there was some point, if you go back in their life, nobody's born thinking I'm gonna grow up and kill myself. No kids is born in elementary school and saying, I'm gonna grow up, you wanna be a fireman? I wanna be a suicide victim. Nobody's growing up thinking that. So even the people that become victim of that, they don't think that they was gonna be a victim of that because they thought they could handle it and they ain't take the proper precaution. So that's why you have to break these things down and figure out what's going on. So the first thing you need to do is you need to figure out what's going on. You need to get a quiet space. You need to get some quiet time. You need to meditate. You need to turn off all the noise. You need to deal with whatever these emotions are. You need to start asking, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my environment? And you need to figure out what's the root cause of it. You know, it could be as deep as your wife don't love you. Okay? Maybe your kids don't love you. Maybe your family don't love you. You know, maybe you don't love your job. So on and so forth. It could be all kind of things. But you got to be honest enough with yourself and your situation to be alone in your thoughts. Meditate. Really seek this thing out and figure out what's really going on. Okay? You gotta make time to do that. Otherwise, these emotions will rile themselves up. And while you watching TV, you think you numbing it, and it's growing. You watching TV, it's growing. You think you numbing it, it's growing. You going to sleep at night, it's growing. You kissing your wife at night, and you feel the love ain't there, but you ain't saying nothing about it, it's growing. And then one day, you end up in a situation, you made 15 phone calls, and nobody answered the phone, and then you feel like you can't handle it no more. It didn't get that way overnight. It got built up that way because you was ignoring the problem. See, you gotta take care of the problem as early as you can when you see that it's a problem, okay? So check this out. You need to be alone with yourself. You need to figure out what the problem is. And it may take years to figure out what the problem is. You may need help as far as figuring out what the problem is. That's where your support come in. That's where your reinforcements come in. You need your support and your reinforcements to help you get and navigate through what's going on. See, I believe in two things. I believe that we do need solitude, and I do believe we need people as well, okay? Now, the ratios between those two is different per person, okay? But I think we need solitude, and I think we need people, okay? So check this out, okay? Scientifically, we know that there are real effects of having people in your life, okay? We know that there's real effects of having community in your life. We know that people, as a species, we've had people around us. We're designed for community. We're designed for groups. So you do need people in your life, but you also need enough alone time for you to be the individual that you're supposed to be, okay? So check this out. When you're looking for these people and you feeling this depression and this despair, don't announce your problem to the world. Okay, don't be announcing your problems to the world. Don't tell everybody you're depressed. Don't tell everybody you had suicidal thoughts. Don't tell everybody that you had thoughts like that. Don't go around telling everybody that. Don't tell everybody that you're in deep, dark despair. Because I'm going to tell you something, okay? A lot of times when you tell everybody, you make your situation worse than if you ain't tell nobody. I'm going to say that again because most therapists, they ain't gonna co-sign on this, but I'm telling you because I've seen a lot of people die by different things, okay? I've seen a lot of people die by different things and they end up in the suicide camp, okay? Grew up with a lot of people, they end up in the suicide camp, okay? So I'm gonna say this again. Sometimes you do yourself more harm by telling everybody than if you ain't tell nobody. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how this works. Say you broadcast to everybody, I'm depressed, especially if you're a man, right? I'm depressed. Now you got some people that's gonna stigmatize you. Okay, you got some people that's gonna stigmatize you. So now check this out. Even on the days that you're not feeling depressed, you just want to see your boys. Now you messaging them. Now you talking to them. Now you trying to call them. They don't pick up because they still stigmatizing you on what you said a few months ago. And what does that do? That puts you more in the cycle, further closer to depression, because now your friends ain't talking to you because they want to stay in happy land, right? Because when they see one of their own that's depressed and they don't want to deal with you, they don't want to stay in happy land, they just don't want to talk to you. Okay, I'm gonna go deeper. One of the reasons why you don't want to tell everybody that you're having these sort of problems, this is what it's like. If I had a couch that was very hard to lift in my own house, right? My own house, own backyard, whatever. I have a very heavy couch to lift, okay? If I go around telling everybody that I have a heavy couch to lift, okay? All the people that I tell, see a good proportion of the people that I tell, by telling them, they're going to confirm how heavy the couch is, and they're not gonna help me with it. Now check this out, this is what it does. I tell everybody I can't lift the couch. I tell everybody how heavy it is. Now other people are co-signing that. So now check this out. The people that I thought was gonna help me, they're not helping me lift the couch. So now that they're not helping me lift the couch, check this out. Their thoughts and their actions towards the couch make it feel even heavier than if I was just by myself. When I was by myself, the couch only weighed 200 pounds or whatever, how much the couch weighed. Okay, that's probably heavy for a couch, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, maybe you got a pull-out bed and anyway. Okay, so the collective thoughts of the community that I just told that I had this heavy couch, now it make the couch feel unbearable. It was just 200 pounds. Now that I told all them people, and now that they say, oh, I hope it gets right for you. I hope you feel better. I hope somebody lifts it. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what you're gonna do. You hear all that bouncing around in your head. Now when you're alone, you hearing all that stuff because of what they said. Now you feel worse about your task than if you ain't told nobody.